The woman lightly tapped her finger on the boy's arm. In the next moment, a sapphire appeared. Then, she poured 80-degree boiling water on his arm. Miraculously, the boy's arm began to rapidly swell. Yet, the woman was not the least bit surprised by this strange phenomenon. She then took out a 30-centimeter steel needle. After aligning it with the sapphire, she pressed it down hard, piercing the boy's arm completely. Soon, the long needle transformed, forming a binding mechanism to control the boy's mutated arm. It all started a day before. George was just an ordinary high school student. But that morning, an explosion occurred that completely altered his life. Although George wasn't injured in the explosion, when he stood up, he was sprayed by an energy ball from the epicenter of the blast. And that's when the strange event happened. A glowing green centipede appeared on his arm, only to disappear almost immediately. At first, George thought it was a hallucination and didn't pay much attention to it. He noticed a nearby tram, with injured survivors aboard. George rushed over to help, but as soon as he boarded, his arm erupted in intense pain. Looking down, he saw a sapphire growing on his arm, which also vanished quickly. It was then that George realized his arm had undergone a bizarre mutation, but he thought the injured girl needed help more than he did. However, as he approached, he found that the girl's injuries were severe. Before she died, she pointed her finger at George's forehead. The next second, a strange mask appeared on George's face. Panicked, George tried to remove it, but no matter how hard he tried, it wouldn't come off. As an unknown liquid enveloped him, he suddenly transformed into a massive monster. Soldiers investigating the scene mistook him for the cause of the explosion, so they started shooting at him. However, as George collapsed, his girlfriend heard the monster cry out for help. With George's wounds healing rapidly, the soldiers aimed their guns at him again. Seeing this, his girlfriend charged forward, fighting the soldiers to give George a chance to escape. But just as George was being rescued, a massive fleshy orb fell from the sky. Out of it emerged a terrifying creature. Not only were bullets ineffective against it, but even tank shells couldn't stop the creature's advance. The monster began firing lasers, cutting through buildings with ease. Its target was none other than George. Though George tried to protect his girlfriend, he was still unaccustomed to his new body, and they both found themselves in danger. In a crucial moment, George pushed his girlfriend out of harm's way, saving both of their lives. But before they could breathe a sigh of relief, the monster launched another attack on George. Fueled by his remaining willpower, George fought desperately against the creature, but his unfamiliarity with his new form soon overwhelmed him. His girlfriend ran toward him again, helplessly standing on the sidelines, cheering him on. In a bid to protect her, George's latent potential was unlocked. Gradually, he began to adapt to his new body. Holding his girlfriend in one arm, he defeated the monster. As the creature slowly turned to stone, George didn't stop. At that moment, a girl suddenly descended from the sky, freezing George in place.
Right now you are being devoured by this stone. Come with me if you don't want to die. If you want to live, then promise me!